Hey yo, what up? What up? It's Lamech with Live Sports TV back at you with another one. So, first and foremost, I gotta thank the good brother Bushido Boxing, um, over there at the Bushido Boxing channel. Subscribe to that guy, man. But I gotta thank him for this video because as you guys know, like I haven't been a strong proponent of this Terrence Crawford versus Canelo fight. Haven't. But thanks to Bushido Boxing, I am kind of coming around to it, right? I am. I'm starting to come around to it just a little bit, you know. More things are coming into focus. And it's like, hmm, I am somewhat intrigued. I am. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm a little intrigued. But like, so let's talk about it. And this is gonna be a more comprehensive this is gonna be a more comprehensive look. Okay. Um Canelo versus Crawford. Crawford versus Canelo. Huge fucking fight. Huge fucking fight. Right? Canelo, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. I'm not a proponent of guys moving up 2 weight classes. Um, I think I like it better when the weight classes are respected. Right? I much prefer that. I don't like little guys going up to challenge big guys because in most cases we know how that plays out, right? A good, a very good little guy can be the average big guy, right? A very good little guy can beat an average big guy. But if all things are equal, no. Little guy gets his ass whipped more times than not, right? And I had a guy, can't think of his name right now, but he made some solid points. He hopped in my comment section and he's basically saying that Jamel Charlo is a coward and Jamel Charlo this and Jamel Charlo. Well, my thing is Jamel Charlo, he chased the same greatness that Mikey Garcia did. You know, Mikey Garcia went up there and fought Errol Spence, and he didn't do anything. He didn't go for it. That was the criticism. And if you don't believe me, go back and look at what Bob Arams said about Mikey Garcia after that fight. Go back and read what Bob Arum said about Mikey Garcia's performance, and you tell me that it's not on par with what Jamal Charlo did against Canelo, right? The fact of the matter is, you can't get. It makes no sense to. I don't know. It just seems not. It seems like the criticism should be on Canelo for fighting a little guy. Why do we expect a smaller fighter to go up 2 weight classes and go balls out, balls to the wall, and like, no, that's not the way it works, man. That's not the way it works. So I'm saying that to say it's that. That's why I'm like, me personally, I'm against these fights. I'm against these fights. They feel freakish to me, right? They feel freakish. But thanks to Bushido Boxing, right? Thanks to Bushido Boxing, like he he did kind of he did kind of make this a little bit more intriguing for me, right? The one thing he touched on that I probably wasn't considering. Now, Bushido Boxing, he's more of a Crawford guy than I am. Crawford's my guy, right? Crawford, I got him as ranked #1, right? I got him. He's the one I'd rather watch fight. Like when I watch him fight, I know somebody's getting knocked out. You know, it's gonna be some high level shit going on when he fights. So Crawford's my guy, but Bushido Boxing, he's even more high up on him than me, right? Pause. Nothing like that. I'm just saying. Um, One thing he highlighted was Crawford's freakish athleticism. That's true, right? Every sport the guy plays, he's good at it. Like real good. He's good at basketball. He's good at wrestling. He's great at, we know how type of fighter he is. Football, like whatever it is, swimming, whatever he wants to do, he pretty much excels at it. He's one of those guys, you know? Like we knew guys like that back in high school. Like me, I won't put myself on that level, but I did play a lot of sports. I did go to the Marine Corps and play sports in the Marine Corps and, but no. I wouldn't say every sport that I played I was great at. No. Most, but not all. Right? Most, but not all. But Canelo versus Crawford. Here's what I see about that fight. If Crawford was talking about going up there to fight David Morrell or going up there to fight David Benavidez, going up there to fight Demetrius Andrade. I love what Demetrius Andrade said to him, by the way. Like, I like that shit. Don't come up here and get fucked up. Like, yeah, that's good sound advice, right? Make sure you're ready for these problems when you come up here, right? I think that's good, friendly, sound advice, But it's not like he's going up there to fight one of those guys. If he was, I'm like, no. Bad move. I'd be totally against this. Why? Because those guys are naturally super middleweights. I mean, Andrade, he moved up a couple weights, but like he's naturally a bigger guy. Right? He fits right in at 168. He fits in. He's not like small at 168. And he can eventually move up again, I'm sure. David Benavidez, he could top out at cruiserweight. I could see that. If he really wanted to, he could top out at heavyweight. Right? I'm not sure what he would do as a heavyweight, but yeah, Crawford fighting those guys, those natural middleweights. No. Bad news. But Crawford fighting this dude, Canelo, who moved up himself. Now, granted, he's way more acclimated to the weight, He got, all that beef and stuff like that he's acclimated to the weight. I'm sure his strength is fine. So Canelo does he have an advantage? Absolutely. But size-wise, Crawford could, right? He could go up there and get busy. Right? Now, I already see a lot of people with the contradictions. They looking at my last video and they like, wait a minute. Hold up. Ain't you the same dude that said Canelo was cherry picking? Ain't you the same dude that said Canelo cherry picked Jamal Charlo? Yeah, that was me. That's me. I said that. Absolutely. I said that. But that's why timing is everything, right? Timing is everything. Now let's rewind the tape. Let's rewind it. Right? When Canelo first announced this fight, this last fight, what it was supposed to be was Jamal Charlo. Y'all remember that, right? It was supposed to be Jamal Charlo. Okay? I wasn't big on that fight. I wasn't. He's still bringing up a guy from a lower weight class, from 160. You just did that when you fought Triple G. Like, we see what Canelo's doing. So I wasn't big on the Jamal Charlo fight. But Jamal Charlo, we all know about his. I mean, I don't know why he chose him. He ain't fought in 3 years. But somehow he came up and picked Jamal Charlo's name. Well, Jamal Charlo still wasn't ready. Still wasn't ready, right? Now, I'm not sure what his problems are. I don't claim to know. But either way, that man isn't well. And that's the guy you wanted to put in the ring and beat up on. All right, so that fell away. So what's the next choice? Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo. Now, at this time, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I mean, I don't like it. I don't like that he is grabbing a guy from 154. I don't. But at least it's Jermell Charlo. Right? This is what I was thinking at the time. Boy, how wrong was I? Because at that time, I'm like, at least it's Jermell Charlo. It's no bitch in Jermell Charlo. Like, up until that time, we never seen Jermell Charlo look scared. We never seen him timid. We never seen him not talking loud with his head cocked to the side, looking mean as fuck. We never seen him not be that. But as soon as he saw the check for the Canelo fight, he started smiling a lot. Started smiling and being humble and being what's the word? Giving credit to Canelo and saying how great he is. And I mean, before the fight. Before the fight. It's not cap. You can go and check my videos. Like, we followed this thing. And by the time the fight came, none of us thought that Jermell Charlo could win that fight. Just by the way he was talking. Fighting is psychological. If you're going into a fight like that, you don't have a shot in hell to win. The only way you do is if you're trying to butter up your opponent to soften him up. And we see that wasn't the case. He meant all that. He got up there and slobbed on Canelo at every press conference. I know you're great, but I'm great too. Right? So Jermell Charlo didn't go into the ring with the right mindset. I'm not going to slam him, though, like y'all. He's still a small guy that went up there and went 12 rounds with a bigger dude. But I know how hard, we are on each other. Sometimes niggas are the worst thing for niggas, man. Sometimes niggas are the worst thing for niggas. Like, it's no wiggle room with niggas. There's no forgiveness with niggas. There's no, it's like instant shut off. Instant cancellation. Now, we supposed to cancel Jermell Charlo for going up and losing a fight. Fighting against a guy 2 weight classes bigger than him. But we don't cancel Tank Davis. Choking bitches in public. Hitting pregnant women and shit. Like running them over, hitting runs and shit. Doing time for the shit. Doing time for it. Fucking that up. Going to prison. Act like you got a slap on the wrist. They gave you home detention. You fucked that up. Now they got to lock you up. He gets out and nobody bats an eyelash. This is everything that's wrong with the fucking community. Bad is good and good is bad. But that's a whole nother topic. We always punish the wrong person. Our sense of justice is fucked. We never know who the good guys and bad guys are. We're going to make Jermell Charlo the bad guy for going up and facing a challenge. And guess what? Getting knocked down twice and getting up. No credit for that, though. I would have liked to see him throw more punches. Absolutely. I would have liked to see him throw more punches. But when you got to realize, when you say shit like that, you're also asking him to put his career on the line. You're asking for him, like, for me, I feel like he can come away from this fight and fight as good or better. I don't feel like he lost anything. Yeah, I get it. We see why. He ran the whole fucking fight. I'm not blind. But career-wise, he still has something left. Why should he go in there and fight a guy who cherry-picked him, 2 weight class, and let him destroy him too? So just so that y'all can say, oh yeah, he earned my respect. Like Deontay Wilder, stupid ass. Yeah, Deontay Wilder earned all your respect by getting his head knocked off, but now he what does he have left? Nothing. He's finished. He's finished. He's the one that's finished. It ain't AJ. It ain't AJ running from him. It's him. That's why we couldn't get the Ruiz fight and we can't get the AJ fight. Deontay Wilder is done. Trying to earn y'all respect and shit. So shout out to Jamel Charlo, man. And I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Jamel Charlo. I mean, I don't know them personally, but from what I see, I really don't like them. But I'm a man, so who gives a fuck about who I like, right? I'm a fucking man. I don't operate off of, I don't like him, so I'm gonna do this for him, and I like him, so nah. Whether I like you or not, it's irrelevant. That's one thing you can count on over here. It don't matter. It don't matter. We're here to talk about the sport of boxing. Back to Terrence Crawford. I hope you guys are following. Do you see the nuance in this? There's a lot of nuance. So much nuance, so much psychology. Does anybody, we get it, Terrence Crawford will be moving up. It'd be even greater jump than what Jamel Charlo did. On paper, right? On paper. Because on video, Bud said he's walking around, he's like 180 pounds right now. That's what he said on video. So he would have to lose weight still to make the Canelo fight at 168. So that's what the guy said, all right? That's what the guy said. But does anybody, and if you do, drop it in the comments. And shout out to CJ Goodfella too, because I fuck with his channel, man. Like I really do, but I gotta disagree with this. CJ seems to think that I said crud. That's what happens when you try to combine. That's what happens. Crud is what happens when you combine Bud and Crawford. So it just becomes crud Bofford, or some shit like that, right? Anyway, CJ seems to think that Bud is out here trying to sell his cheeks, right? He think he trying to sell his O for Canelo for a check, right? And I gotta pause on that because I don't know, man. Everything I see in Bud Crawford tells me that doesn't match with his character, right? That's just not his character. He don't seem like a character, like a guy that I don't know, man. I don't know if I can say that. I don't know if I can say that about Bud. He don't seem like the type that would do that. I get what you're saying. Like it was a quick 180. He went from, I fight him at 158 to like a couple days later. Yeah, I move up to 168. Yeah. Something made that happen. Absolutely. But do I think Bud would just sell it like that? No. Now, do we think Bud would just walk in the ring and not throw no punches? No. Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks that. But I'm going to take it a step further. Let's talk about the actual fight, right? Let's talk about the actual fight. Blow for blow type shit. Let's talk about that. Saul Canelo Alvarez, great fighter, right? Similar career to Floyd Mayweather, except that he was able to get undisputed. Things lined up for him just right, and he got the fight. He got a chance to fight Colin Smith Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant to win undisputed. Very easy undisputed run. Very easy. So, but it's his career is similar to Mayweather, and what I mean by that is the fighting guys when it's advantageous, right? I think he took it a step further than Floyd, with the weight hydration clauses and all that shit. Like, yeah. But let's talk about the fight. I am under I tend to believe that Canelo was a better fighter at 160. I thought Canelo, he fought his best at between 150 and 154 and 160. Probably 160. I thought that was the best version of Canelo, right? Like defensively and his countering. What I see from Canelo now is a guy, because of who he chooses to fight, is a guy who views himself as a big power puncher who's just going to walk through. He's like a tank, right? He's like a tank. And I'm not talking about Tank David. I mean like a tank, like a tank, Sherman tank type shit. He's going to walk through everything you throw to get his own shots off. That's what he is now. I mean, that works against certain guys, right? It works against certain guys. It doesn't work against guys who can hit you in between the shots, right? Those guys that can hit you in between your slow ass wind up shots, those guys will always give a guy like Canelo problems. Always. Floyd did that. Bivol did it. And Crawford would do it too. Crawford would do it too. His hand speed is much faster than Canelo's. Now let's talk about the elephant in that room. Power. Canelo, we got to give him the strength advantage. I'll give him the strength advantage just because he's been at that weight longer, right? I would say he's more of the immovable object than Terence Crawford. But that's me speaking out of ignorance. We got to see them get in the ring and see who can push who back. I've seen guys bigger than who we thought was bigger and stronger than Crawford, and they try to push him back, and he's like, nah. And then they go flying backwards. What if that happened? What if that happens? And that's just the strength portion. Power. I think Crawford has more power than Canelo. Okay? I think Crawford has more power than Canelo. Crawford has more knockout power than Canelo. And at a higher weight, I think things could go to the left. But really, this video is an aberration. Usually I'm completely against this type shit. But thanks to that brother Bushido Boxing, man, you know what? Let's get Crawford versus Canelo. I'm here for it. Let's get it. Now, that's only half the battle, right? The fact that we want the fight, that's only half the battle. And you know that because Canelo don't give a fuck what fights we want. He's the only face of boxing that operates like that, right? He's a face of boxing that fight. He don't care who the fans want to fight. He's going to choose whoever. Don't be surprised if he fights Erickson Lubin next, right? Somebody like that. Carlos Adames, right? Somebody just that we never asked him to fight. Don't be surprised. So much more could be said, but I ain't got time for that shit, man. Hey, if you like the video, bang off on that like button one time. Peace.